Okay, so on the GBM space for Jmacx Off-Road Solutions, we have multiple GBMs available now under federal approval. So, which means that those GBMs can be done pre-registration Australia-wide. They can also be done post-registration. There are ins and outs with post-rego between different states at the moment, depending on the different approvals. So that's probably something I won't talk about. They become individual discussions, but to get down to the, I suppose, the bare bones of it, on the 79 series Land Cruiser, dual cab, single cab, troop carrier, we do a 3.9 ton GBM whilst maintaining your tow capacity. So it's a full 3.5 ton tow capacity at 3.9 ton, so which gives you a brake tow of 7,400. We also do in those three models, the 79 dual, single and troopy in the long wheelbase, we do 4.2 ton. So it's 4,200 whilst maintaining your full 3.5 ton tow capacity. Now, people, well, how did you get to that? Okay, so how we got to that point is we are strengthening the chassis. We are widening the track. We're fixing the stability of the car by adding coils to the vehicle. We're also upgrading that rear axle load. So on our 4.2 ton, for example, the rear axle load on these is 3,000 kilos, which means you have to run a rated rim, a minimum of 1,500 kilos and tyres to suit. On our 3.9 ton GBM, we have a 2,700 kilo rear axle load, which gives you a 1,350 kilo required rating for rim and tyre. So these are the things that have been overlooked in a lot of spaces. Rim and tyre rating, axle load rating, chassis work, also brake upgrade. So everything we do is has a brake upgrade as well. Now, when you go to the wagon version of these, being the shorter wheelbase, we have a 3.9 ton GBM whilst maintaining your 3.5 ton tow. Okay, so options for all of those vehicles in that space. Now, we can also do those vehicles in the dual cab with a chassis extension pre-rego. So if you decide you want the 3.9 ton or the 4.2 with a chassis extension, that can also be done pre-rego under our federal approval. Now, moving on to, I suppose, our next new product that we brought out, which is a 4495 GBM. So it's 5 kilos below the heavy vehicle code. So it still puts you in that light vehicle category, but it does have a 4 ton tow capacity. Now, 4495, 4 ton tow, but it does have a GCM of 7,995. So the reality of it is if you're at 4.5 ton, you can only tow 3.5 ton. But obviously, coming back to that general GCM, what we find with a 79 is the biggest hindrance on a 79 when you start pushing massive weights is the manual transmission. So hence we've reduced that GCM because of those things. You know, you need to take into account driveline, clutches, brakes, all of those things. Now, this particular one, people go, well, how did you get to 4495? So what we've done is we've removed the whole rear of the vehicle and we've manufactured a brand new chassis system which incorporates our coil conversion system. Now, it also moves the wheels back 300, standard. Now, the reason we do that is for balancing that load, because everybody knows that on your 79 series, especially in the dual cab space, the axle where the tray is too far forward. So you need to get that axle back to centralize your load over your rear axle. So hence this particular one, chassis extension is part of the requirement. So again, exhaust, brakes, tires, chassis, tow hitch. Now this one here, we brace this chassis. We have a bracing kit that fits on with our new chassis fitment, and it goes all the way up under the cab, nearly under the front doors. So when you see what's involved in doing this type of modification, it's quite involved, but at the end of the day, it's designed as a load carrying vehicle. So what we're seeing in the space of the 79 series, you've got Mercedes G-Wagon, for example. I think they're about 4.2, 4.3 ton. So this is a product that's going to rival that particular vehicle. So 4.5 ton GBM with a 4 ton tow capacity. So this particular one, so we also have on all of our range of vehicles, we have King shocks, or we have a couple of other shock options as well. So whether you want a more economic range of shock or you want the actual premium shock on the market, we do have custom made Kings for all of the range of vehicles that we do. Here's one of our vehicles here, which is already the 4495 with a 4-ton tow capacity. This particular one's sitting at about 4 inches of lift on 35s, but they can be done at 2 inches, 33s. So there are options there with all of our gear that we do. Because obviously now we've seen a space between what we're getting out of a 79 series where people are just throwing springs and shocks at a car. The bottom line is, to meet the GBM requirement, you have to be able to have axle load capacity to cope with the load practically, or the vehicle practically loaded. So when you practically load these vehicles, you cannot put more weight on the front. Once you've got bull bar, winch, side rails, people in the car, that's pretty much it. You know, everything else goes in the back of the car. Hence we have those large rear axle load ratings. The other side of it is people forget that they go, okay, well, I'm loaded up, I'm at that weight, but now I need to throw, you know, 200, 300, 400 kilos on the tow ball. Well, you need axle load rating to accommodate for that. So this now becomes a step from our 6x6. So the issue with a 6x6, not that there is an issue, but I suppose it's people's perception of, I can't get my head around 6 wheels. You know, the vehicle may be too long for your requirements, or you know, whatever the case. But that 6x6 space in Australia has been limited, and I think that people's perceptions now are starting to change. We do a lot of 6x6s, but there is a massive amount of people that go, 6x6 is just too big for me. And you can see here that on our 6x6, you're getting, on this particular one, we have a 2.8 meter tray on a dual cab. So you have optimum length of tray. You've got 5 seats that you can utilize. So it is a very practical vehicle, but some people just can't get their head around that space. So doing this particular 4495 version as a single cab will bring you up to right up to that 4495 with a chassis extension, with everything you require on a single axle. So these are federally approved and available. All variants are available now. So, you know, it depends on what it is you require, but you can pick up the phone, have a chat to us, and we can talk through your options.